for precisely that reason, the horrible split that I'm trying to explain here, and that kind of scenario has played itself out in all across my life, and it just become, and the older I get, the worse it is, because it's too hard, at this stage of the game to even try to begin to transcend any of those boundaries, because it just is. It seems like the social roles of people are less fluid, the older they are, because everybody's into all these things, and they're so, they're caught up in life and living and jobs and children and trying to hold all this shit together. They don't. There's no room for sort of stepping outside that, and I've never even entered into any of that, and I've never formulated any of that, because I've always lived in a dysphoric zone, so I don't have any grounding to relate to anybody there, because my experience is not included in their experience, and I haven't been able to really understand or include either side of the gender spectrum's experiences into my experience, because I understand them both and I don't understand any of it at all, and because I've never been allowed to participate, and definitely when I was younger it was a lot easier, to get included in with the guys, but it's really kind of a no-go zone now. And then only in certain situations, if I can hang out with a couple guy or a guy or two, in a situation, or just like one guy I'll have a conversation with, then I'll notice that the interaction has a male tone to it. But what happens is if another guy comes along, or several others, or a woman for that matter, then the whole dynamic changes, and I can't be included in the way that I was just even a moment before, because what if other guys come along, I will fall right out of the loop. But for that matter, the women come along and I fall right out of the loop, and I fall out of the loop doubly so then, because if it's me and a guy and then a woman comes along, I don't have anything to relate to their I don't know if this makes any sense, to the dynamic of the way they're relating, and I left there feeling very sad and lonely, and in fact on the way home I was on the verge of tears, because I just realized or I felt, whether I actually am or not, I don't know. I'm sorry, maybe no one else hears it, but I do. I'm really having problems with my throat. I don't feel like I left not feeling part of humanity, and that's the very thing that's been driving me to the cusp of physically transitioning, because I can't stand that shit anymore, man. I don't like living on the divide, and I can't move into the male spectrum unless I become that more, because it just they're a little more exclusive than the women in that respect. I think it's like, to belong to the boys' club, because they will, whenever they're together, I don't know, and I can't stand being in the women's camp. I really couldn't stand that. I felt like I can't stand it, and I really like these people too. But see, I don't have any kind of relationship with them really, and these are people in recovery, right? And then they're asking me why I isolate, right? The women there that I was talking to were asking me, why do I isolate like that? And see, I can't tell them. I cannot tell them. They don't really know why. They think I'm just being like an asshole or something, and I am, but they don't have to broach these problems like I do, you know. And truly, I feel like if I befriend them further and get more intimate and confidant, like that when I'm found out for my transgender self, for my male self, that they will feel betrayed, lied to, deceived, and I don't know.